everyone, it's Lucy from My Crazy Craft Life, and I'm here today with a revisiting video for Scrapping for Less. And this month I am going to be revisiting April of 2017. Now this is the very first kit that I ever got. They had two other ones before this, but this was the first one that I got. And I couldn't even find an ingredient sheet or an actual picture of the banana split level. At that time, back then, they had 4 different levels instead of just the 2. I did end up finding a picture of just the deluxe sundae, and then the other picture is actually a picture that I took and showed kind of what I had left after I think originally I made 42 or 44 cards out of the kit with barely using anything from my stash other than card bases and whatnot. And that's kind of what I had left that you saw in that picture. So in this set, from what I can gather from these pictures, included My Favorite Thing stamp, fresh squeezed, and that's that little girl with the lemonade. It included a Sunday stamp from Small Stamps, and it was called Ice Cream Cone. It included another stamp from, maybe they're hot off the press, small stamps from hot off the press. That's what the ice cream cone was. And this one is called Scooter, and that's the one with the scooter, obviously. And then a Brutus Monroe set that had 2 popsicles with it, and it said Happy Summer. And with the banana split level, you also got jelly bean soup was one, and I'm not exactly sure, like I said, because I don't have the ingredient sheets and exactly what came with what, but it looks like, well, actually it looks like this jelly bean soup stamp was part of the actual 4 collections of the kit. And this one is called, I can't even find a name on it, but it's the one with the balloons, and it has a couple cute sentiments: fly away with me, sending hugs, sending prayers, sending smiles across the miles. I thought this was really cute when I got it. And then I have a picture with the die. Now I don't know if I bought the die separately or if that came with the banana split, but I do have that. And then it also, I know that the extra, or the banana split level, the extra package came with a stamp, Pendus stamp, that said, "You put the sunshine in my day," and also a die that says, "Live life with a little balloon." Now, because like I said, I made like 40 something cards with this kit, I do not have any of the papers that were left from it, or like the embellishments and whatnot that came with it, so I kind of had to make my own. Now I ended up using a 6x6 paper pad from Cartabella called Spring Market. This is actually one of my favorite paper pads that we've ever had, and we did end up having it in another kit that I think it was the April of 2018 kit that these papers came in, and so I ended up buying another paper pad of it because I just absolutely loved it. And then I also bought the sticker sheet that you'll kind of see me pull out with it. So for this card, I'm using the Stamp Pendus stamp, "You Put the Sunshine in My Day," and then I'm using the My Favorite Thing fresh squeezed stamp, and you can see me there coloring that little girl. And I showed you, I'm using the Copic markers, and I showed you those that I was using with that. And then, like I said, I end up using a sticker from the sticker sheet for this Spring Market element stickers from Cartabella, and then the paper pad I used from the Spring Market from Cartabella as well. And like I said, that's probably one of my all-time favorite paper pads ever that I've ever used. I really love that paper pad. I don't know why, I just think it's so cute. So after I finished coloring her, I did use my Scan and Cut to cut her out, and then I just kind of put the card together. I was going through a bunch of card bases to try to figure out which I wanted, and this is the paper pad, like I said, that I ended up using. And I'm going through, and it's actually kind of funny because I had a completely different idea on what I was going to do for this card when I started making it. And after I cut it out, because I used oval die, and I cut out the oval in the paper that I decided I was going to use. So I was going to use that flower side, I was going to cut the oval, I was going to have some paper strips that went across the top and the bottom, and I was going to put the little girl in the center of the oval, and put a sentiment banner or something across there, and that was kind of going to be the card. Well, after I did it, I had kind of pieced everything together. I was kind of happy with how everything was. I cut the oval out of it, not even looking at the back or anything and knowing what was even on the back of this piece of paper, to be honest. I end up using the opposite side, which was just kind of funny. So you can see me there like figuring out how I'm going to do this and everything, and I get it all figured out, and I'm going to use this as the border instead of the pieces that I cut out, and then I flip it over and see that, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's perfect. And I just ended up cutting it out perfectly, like I said, without even looking at it. I did end up getting a darker piece, or a darker cardstock, because I did like the darkness a little bit better. I pulled a sticker that said a perfect day, and I popped that on there. I used some sequins from that I had in my stash. I end up using some black Nuvo drops, but I think my Nuvo drops are like not completely dried out, but they're really, really thick, and they just were not working well. So I think I'm going to have to get rid of that bottle, but I did end up using it because I had already started using it on the card, and once I was kind of already in the process, I really couldn't go back and take it off. Well, I mean, I guess I could have put something else down there, but in any case, I did use the black gel pen just to darken up her eyes and stuff, and I used the Spectrum Noir Sparkle pen for her dress and her socks. And then on the inside, I decided to use, so the other part of that oval that I cut out of the paper, the oval part that I had left, I decided to actually use that, since I needed something on the inside to be able to put the sentiment or my writing and all of that stuff on. So I do go back, like I said, because it was really kind of thick and sticky, and left a tip on there, and I just kind of flattened those out a little bit. But I mean, it still came out okay, but yeah, there was definitely a problem there. So here is where I go in and I decide to take that oval and I stamp the sentiment, "You put the sunshine in my day," right onto that oval, and then I just pop that right in the card, and that's the end of that card. So I thought that was a super cute, super quick card to make, and I thought it turned out super cute. So thanks everybody for joining me this month. I hope you're enjoying the revisiting videos. Let us know, and take care.